Hello and welcome to Google Ads 101. Today we are going to learn about things like what is Google Ads, what are the different types of Google Ads, and what goes into the making of Google Ads. That's like knowing about all the ingredients that would be going into Google Ads. So, also towards the end, we will also be taking a look at the dashboard together and we will see on what goes into the backend of Google Ads. So let's begin. Google Ads is Google's online advertising platform. So there are many platforms on the internet like this: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, etc. And each platform has its own advertising section as well, and so does Google. Businesses use it to show their ads to people who are searching for something they need. Think of it as this: you own a shoe brand. People won't randomly come down to your store to buy your shoes. You have to advertise your brand, correct? And where do people search the most for shoes? Google. And that's exactly where you would want your ads to show up if you want people to click on it and buy your products online, correct? That is the whole gist of advertising on Google Ads. The entire core revolves around one thing: you appearing exactly where people are searching for you. And that's the core idea of Google Ads. The best part about Google Ads is that you get to create your own ads. You set the budget that you're willing to pay to get new customers, and then you also get to decide to whom you want to show your ads. That's called targeting. So you get to decide all these things, and then you run your own campaigns on Google Ads. Let's jump into what different types of Google Ads exist. Awesome. Let us look into the different types of Google Ads. Now, there are many different types. Now, if you were to go onto your Google search platform and type in any service or product that you're looking for, it is more likely that you would see some content like this with a sponsored mark at the top. What are these? These are part of Google Ads. This is called as a search ad simply because it's coming onto your Google feed or your Google dashboard when you are searching for something on the Google search section. Once you may also notice that when you scroll down, when you scroll down from the sponsored content, you might also see some content which does not have the sponsored mark on it. What does it mean? So there are two ways in which you can appear on the Google search platform. One is through Google Ads like this. The other is where you appear organically, which comes below the Google search platform, or which comes below the Google Ads. These are content that rank organically. You don't create any ads for them to show up on Google search, whereas this is content that shows up via Google Ads, and that's why you see a sponsored mark on it. So search ads, you type something on Google search and then an ad appears, something like this. It talks about what the product is and what its features are. You click on it and then you end up going to the website. So that is a search ad. We also have something called as shopping ads. These are for e-commerce businesses. Let's say that you were to buy red shoes or blue high heel shoes. You may have noticed that you get certain images like this along with the price all side by side. What are these? These are also shopping. These are also Google ads, just categorized as shopping ads. You see the sponsored mark here as well. There are another type of ads that are very popular, YouTube ads, and these come in different types. For example, you go onto your YouTube feed, you may see, a static image like this. This may even be a video that's playing, but you will notice something called as sponsored over here, so you know that it is a YouTube ad. Again, businesses can show up on YouTube because YouTube is a part of Google. So You can create YouTube ads with Google Ads. You can also create inskippable video ads. These are ads that sometimes appear before a video starts. It also appears in stream, that means within while a video is playing. These can be skippable and non skippable both. So this also comes under Google Ads. You may have also seen that simply when you're scrolling through your feed, a static image like this appears with the ad mark below it. This is also a YouTube ad, which also comes under Google Ads. So there are multiple types of YouTube ads that you can prepare or you can promote. Next are display ads. Now, you must have seen scenarios where you search for something on Google. Let's say that you're looking for football on Google, and no matter where you go, you see these football ads showing up. How does it happen? It happens through display ads. Let's say that a person has visited your website. You want your ads to show up only to those users who have shown up on your website. You can do that via display ads. These are ads that show up on blogs. For example, let's say I'm reading a blog. On the top, I'll see a banner that looks like this. You know, let's say that I'm reading a blog about marketing. Sometimes I can see ads that appear like this on the right corner of the blog. Sometimes I may even see ads like this in the middle of the blog, and then you have to scroll down to read the rest of the blog. So what are these? These are different types of Google ads. And okay, so what are these? These are different types of display ads. Another type is something like this. Let's say that you're reading a news article. You must have seen such ads appear. These are just app ads. People who are promoting their apps can also create such ads. Basically, these are meant to drive some action within the app, maybe download the app or make a purchase within the app. So many actions can be taken via app ads, but these are also a part of the display network. Up next, we have discovery ads. You may have seen in your Gmail that a few sponsored ads appear like this. These are emails, but with the word or the mark of an ad over here. Now these are all part of discovery ads. Basically, you can via Google Ads, you can also run ads in the Gmail section. Next, we have the feed, the discovery feed. Now, in your phone, for some users, if you swipe to your left, you land onto the Google discovery feed, correct? Now, within the discovery feed as well, you will see certain sponsored content like this. These are also part of Google Ads. Basically, these come under discovery ads. And last but not the least is local services ads. These are our local services ads. These are part of the local ads campaigns that Google has been running. These are not available in India. These are particularly famous and available in the United States. Now, let's say that you're a local business, like a plumber, or a house cleaner, for example. You get to run local ads that look like this. Basically, a user would click on these ads and directly call you or message you via local services ads. We will be jumping deeper into each of these ad types, but the main idea was for you to get an idea into what Google Ads look like. Now let us look into what goes into the making of Google Ads. To even create Google Ads, you would need a Google Ads account. Think of it as as a Facebook account or a Gmail account or an Instagram account that you must have been creating and using. Correct. Similarly, you would have a Google Ads account within which you would create your ads. How do we create a Google Ads account? We will be jumping into that later. First, let us look into what are the different elements that make an ad. When you create a Google Ads account, you would have to create campaigns. What are campaigns? Think of it as boxes or any folder within which you would be putting in all your ads, you would put in all the targeting, you would put in the budget that you need, you would segregate it into these little boxes. Um, for if you want a more detailed example, think of it as this. Let's say that let us continue the same shoe example that we've been taking up till now. You own a shoe brand, correct? And you want to advertise all across your local area. Let's say that you were to put up boardings or hoardings, or let's say even just posters about your brand. What would you do? If you were to target one particular area, you would put in all of the posters, all the related supplies within one group that would go to that particular area, correct? Similarly, you would have another box in which you would put up all the supplies that would be used to advertise within the next area. Now the same goes into Google Ads. You have different campaigns. Now all of these campaigns can be segregated based on your services, or based on your locations. We will be looking into how campaigns are usually created and segregated at a later stage. But for now, what you need to know is that when you create a Google Ads account, you need to create campaigns. Campaigns are the places where our campaigns are. Think of campaigns as those boxes within which you would be storing all of your ads. Now, within campaigns, you have ad groups. Think of it as these subfolders within which you would be segregating all your ads. Going back to our previous example, let's say that you were to advertise locally, you would be making folders within which you would be putting in your supplies, like folders for sport shoes, folders for um, party wear, things like that. Now, those are ad groups. Ad groups are the places where you would be storing in all your ads, your keywords, your ad extensions or assets. If these seem really complicated right now, do not worry. We will be jumping in deeply about what are ads, keywords, and extensions. But for now, what you need to know is that we have a Google Ads account within which we create campaigns, within which we create ad groups, and within ad groups we have ads, keywords, and ad assets. Taking our example slightly forward, the shoe example that I just told you about, you would have two campaigns in that case, correct? You would have a men's shoes campaign and a women's shoes campaign. Within the campaign, like I mentioned, the subfolders or the ad groups, like obviously within men's shoes, you would want to advertise separately. For sports shoes, you would want to advertise separately for formals, and then for party. The same goes for women's shoes as well. So, how would this structure look in Google Ads? You would have your Google Ads account, correct? You would have an account for your shoes, and then you would want to advertise for men and women separately, because you don't want to show up. You don't want to show women's shoes when someone is searching for men formal wear, correct? So obviously you'll end up creating two campaigns, one for men and one for women, within which you would create segregation in the ad groups. Like you would have a sports wear ad group, you would have a formal wear ad group, and then party wear ad group. Within these, you would have all the keywords, the ads, the budget, and all of these come into the campaign. So now you know about the account structure and what goes into the making of Google Ads. We will be looking into each and every segment individually. So even if all of this looks slightly overwhelming at first, you don't have to worry. You will get comfortable very quickly as you move ahead and as you start practicing.